This vegan dish loaded with vegetables and made with brown rice pasta is not just easy to make, but it can be eaten while doing the Daniel fast. Welcome to the Bear Pantry Show. If you're looking for authentic Belizean recipes, then you're in the right place. My name is Barbara and this is Cooking Made Simple. I'm short of a few of the ingredients that I need to make the dish, so I'm at the store picking them up with Joe. Now let's see what else we'll need. Alright guys, so we're going to need lime juice or lemon juice to go in this dish, alright? So I know a lot of you are familiar with this fast and you're going to come back and say that Daniel only ate fruits, he ate vegetables, and he drank water. That's cool. You can do that. If you're strong, you can do that. And if you can do that, then you don't need any of this, alright? In the meanwhile, for people like me that can't do that, we're going to be feasting on a bunch of these vegetables. And we're going to try brown rice pasta for the very first time. I hope I like it. It seems kind of sticky. I hope I like it. So we're going to start off with some EVOO, like Rachel Ray says. Stole it from Jory. I have a brand new wok that Joe gave to me for Christmas. Let's get it started. Let me let it heat up for a little bit before I put in the oil. Meanwhile, we're going to be working on a bunch of spices. So you can use salt minimally. You know, by the way, I'm going to put something in the description below to show you the version that I'm doing, okay? Because there are a lot of versions on the internet. So we're going to start off with 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon of salt. I don't think I'm going to use black pepper, so I didn't take that out. I'm definitely going to use turmeric. Okay. Why? Okay. Ooh, strong. Not today. I'm going to do like 1.5 teaspoons turmeric. And then I'm thinking I might try this, but I'll decide at the end. Definitely some cayenne. The dish does call for this, the red pepper flakes, but I don't like this. It's too big and there's some bitter ones in there, so I'm not going to put that, okay? And get some hot stuff to cayenne. Remember the turmeric's kind of hot too. And this is the pasta, okay? So what I did earlier was chop up all these. So let's take a look at that. I've peeled, washed, and diced a little bit more than half of a large onion. And then now I'm going to take care of the bell peppers. I'm going to use red, orange, and yellow bell peppers, but just a little piece like this. They've already been washed. And I'm just going to roughly chop them, okay? Let me grab the orange. And then the yellow. I don't like green bell peppers, but you can put green in your dish if you like that, alright? Notice I'm using a lot of different knives. I think I'm trying to get some knife skills this year, guys. So here's the okra. You know that it's only in America that it's called okra, right? So let me cut off the tail and then the head. I don't like these pieces, so that's why I don't buy the okra that's already chopped in the bag. If the okra is big, chop it in 3. If not, chop it in 2. So let me set this aside. And now let's see what all we have. We have the okra. We have the onion, the bell peppers. So now let's take care of the carrots. I think I'm going to use 2 of the carrots. Let me scrape the skin off. Clean up this mess and then get my carrot washed. Cut it in half. And then I want to cut them into sticks. They're not as thick as julienne, but they're not as thin as matchsticks either, okay? I want to be able to stab these with a fork when I'm eating the dish. Alright, so my water's boiling, so it's time to add the pasta. I hit it with a little bit of sea salt, and I'm going to cook the whole package. Let me go ahead and get it in the pot. And then set the timer for 8 minutes because I don't want the noodles to be overdone. See what the pasta is made with, guys? All these wonderful grains plus brown rice. Now we're going to need a tomato. Let me wash this. And then just kind of dice it big or roughly chop. You can use a Roma tomato in this too, a couple of Roma tomatoes and some cherry tomatoes. Let me put it in my little container. My friend Shanika gave me this whole set for my Christmas gift. Hey Shanika, thank you. So now this was boiling over, well, getting ready to boil over. So I'm sticking something in here to make it not boil over. Let's check on the noodles. They're looking good. Do you guys do this with your cabbage? Peel off the first layer even though you're going to wash it? I think I'm trying to make sure I don't get any of the germs from people who touched it, right? So let me get it washed. And then I'm just going to stir my pot again because it wants to boil over again. So while the noodles are cooking, this is when I'm doing all this chopping. So this chopping should take about 8 minutes of your time. Cut off a few slices here and then just roughly chop with a big knife. We don't want it too fine, okay? Alright, that looks good. Let me dump it in one of my containers. Now the noodles are done. It's been 8 minutes. Now I want to reserve some of the water that the noodles are cooked in, and I'll show you why in a minute. So just let me set that aside and then pour out the rest. Get to the noodles. And then rinse it with some cold water from the faucet. And then set this aside. Now it's time for the cooking, guys. Extra virgin olive oil. Put the okra in first, or the okra, because we have to cook out the slime. If you don't like okra, just give this a try because it's not going to be slimy, okay? Now if the okra is burning, put a little bit of the starchy water from the noodles. But if you don't want to do that, you can also use the water from the can of kernel corn. Remember we bought the corn early at the store, right? So we're just going to use some of the water. We don't want to use too much of it, okay? Because we don't want the vegetables to be soggy. But you do need some type of liquid to cook these items as we're going along because we don't want them to burn. So just like that. Now I'm adding the onion. And it's just a lot of stir frying that you have to do to make this dish. You can't go sit and watch TV while you're doing this, alright? You can't be distracted. Now it's time to add in the carrots. And I'm adding them in sequence of how long it takes for them to cook. The peppers. Yellow. And then the last one, let me grab that right here. The red ones. And then now the kernel corn. I reserved the water just in case I need it. And you keep stir frying over here. So adjust the temperature as you need, okay? Now it's time to add the mushrooms because these take a while to cook. You don't have to put the mushrooms if you don't like mushrooms. Now here are the spices. Let me mix them all together. The salt, the turmeric, and the cayenne. Dust it all over. Remember, it's 1 teaspoon of each, right? You can use the juice from 1 lime, but I'm using some lemon juice. Joe squeezed this earlier. And I'm using 2 tablespoons, but I think you can get as much as 3 tablespoons from a lemon. So now some cabbage. Remember that little bit of cabbage we cut up? It looks plenty, right? And the last thing is the tomato. We don't want that to be overdone. Now it's time to toss the pasta in. It's sticky. And just mix everything in. Take your time with it, guys. Look. It smells so good and looks so beautiful. And it's so healthy for you. You better not throw away my okra.
I know, I just didn't pick it up. Alright.
Ta-da! Take a look at it, guys. Gorgeous, right? So now I tasted it just now because I was doing a live at Facebook and YouTube, so I know it tastes great. Before I dive in again though, let me show you. This is the juice that's left off of the can of kernel corn. This is that starchy water that's left off of cooking the pasta. I'm showing you this because if you use fresh corn that you can cut off of the cob, you're not going to have this water, right? So then you're going to need to use this starchy water from the pasta. So just decide which one you want to use. I kind of use both in the dish today because why? I could. I have some tomatoes left over. And remember, this is the new noodle that I used today. And at first I was afraid to taste this because I don't like a sticky type of noodle. But you know what? It was pretty gosh darn good. So let me dive in. Now, if you're not doing the diet and you eat meat and all this stuff, you can go ahead and throw some meat in this. I'm not trying to mess it up for you. I'm trying to get some of the, what do you call it thing? The mushroom. The first thing that hits you is the cayenne, the hot. Then you taste the turmeric. You know what? I didn't use the cumin. You guys, did I use the cumin? I don't think so. Next time. I never used the cumin before, but I wanted to try it today. I totally forgot. Anywho, the next thing that hits you is the lemon. You need a lemon, okay? Don't omit that. If you don't have lemon, use lime. This is good. I hope that this guy, I hope that this keeps you on your plan for lunch or dinner, okay? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to come over to my Patreon because for $5 a month only, you can see my family vlogs. Bye. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you're seeing me on Facebook, don't forget to follow, like, and share the page. If you're seeing me on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the page. And if you want to see me on a different platform, come and join the membership at Patreon. It's patreon.com/Bear Pantry Show.